I could feel the drops just going down. Yeah. And then my ass was on fire. Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. Well, I never thought I'd see the day. Melania got a cat.
I got a kitty. Weezer's got a cat. She's got something that's not a 400-pound. What was Weezer's dog in Steel Magnolias? That big Rottweiler or whatever it was?
Come on, Rex. Kill. What was his name?
I don't know. This is one of my 3 barn kitties. I'm up at the ranch for the first time.
Make her purr on that microphone.
In 2 months because I have a West Coast game this week. So I got up here. So these little babies were left on the side of the road and my sweet Tony found them. And so they were baby kitties. Yeah, like 2 months ago. Now they seem so big. But I named this one Taylor Swift. My dad named the little whatever ginger colored one over here. And then Steve named the other one Barry Zito, which is so random because he didn't grow up in Northern California. But whatever. Or go to SC.
What's the ginger one name?
Ginger.
Oh.
She's ginger color and she's ginger. I know I didn't describe that very well. But anyways, yeah, I wasn't even into cats. Now I think they're adorable.
Meow.
Taylor.
Till she claws you.
Oh, she loves me. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Meow. Week
Meow.
5 in the books. We're off and running, sister.
I have seen 0 highlights. Zero.
What do you mean? Because you were flying back.
I'm looking. No, I don't know what happened. I got home. I was connecting with my husband. He was gone. Not connecting like that. We got it. A lot to download on our end. But yeah, I didn't see, wow, all of this. Green Bay was down quite a bit and then they came back. Is that correct? I don't know what happened. Anyways, I'll find out.
There's a lot of games were exciting in week 5. Cincinnati and Baltimore went to OT. Baltimore came out on top there. You had the Houston Bills game. The Texans able to squeak that one out. Then you also, your game, the 49ers. Wow. Interesting.
What happened in that?
I mean, my God. Well, you had heat stroke. I don't know if you remember what happened. We love our guy. Well, he's more your guy. I mean, it's not mine. Kyle Shanahan.
Love.
An interesting stat, 38-0 when entering the fourth quarter with a 10-plus point lead.
Is that good?
38-0 is until yesterday.
I know.
Seahawks lost to the Giants. I paid more attention.
Yeah, what happened there? They sacked Daniel, or they were...
A lot. Well, they should. Well, never mind. We'll get into all of that in the pregame of Thursday Night Football on what was happening there. Yeah, an interesting week in the NFL.
Your game was awesome on Thursday. I was so invested. Well, first of all, we had just covered the Bucs, so I was interested to see how the Bucs would recover from that 110 attempts on the field.
Yep.
Also, by the way, before we get into it, shout out to everyone in the Tampa Bay area and who may be affected by this horrific hurricane. I hope it falls apart or whatever, but oh God, please get to safety. Everyone, do not mess around. Listen to your officials, your state officials. Get out.
I know. And everyone that's still reeling from Hurricane Helene all through North Carolina. Like, I can't. You grew up in that. I grew up in Seattle. I never had to deal with that. We had earthquakes. I don't know the first thing about hurricanes. The devastation is terrible. And to your point, just try to be as preemptive as you can, but easier said than done. It's hey, just leave everything that you own behind. It's like, I can't fathom, but we are thinking of you guys.
Yeah, we are. And hopefully we could provide some comedy relief and laughs in this horrific time.
So yes, not to take a left turn, but yes, I was in Atlanta, our first time for Thursday Night Football in Atlanta. Fun. So Bucks, a great NFC South matchup there. I thought it was over when Levante David had that interception, and it was that's a wrap. And then Kirk Cousins, 509 yards, career high for him, a franchise record. The last time.
That was a great question you asked him. That was a great first question when he got up on the desk. I meant to text you all this stuff. I'm so sorry I didn't, but that was a great question. When was the last time you've thrown for that much? Like Pee-wee or something? You asked that, right?
Yeah, because I was like,
so good.
When would you have thrown for 500? I mean,
it was
college
great.
Anyways. So he had a great night. And Kirk Cousins, I just got to say, Kirk Cousins takes a lot of shit where it's like, oh, he gets paid all this money, but he doesn't, win in the playoffs, or it's like this and that. It's like, you and I get to know these guys on a personal level. If no one listening to this knows anything about Kirk Cousins, go back and watch Quarterback on Netflix. He is the sweetest, kindest,
with his kids,
such a good human being. And I had the great fortune of covering him because I'm old in college for the Big Ten Network when he was at Michigan State. And this is what this sweet man says, because I'm going to make it about me. He gets up onto set before we go on air and he was like, hi, Charissa. He was like, I remember when you covered the Big Ten Network. And I was
after he pulled out a win.
I was like, you sit down right now, you little cutie. But he's just, and then he said to Sherm, like, thanks for always supporting me. He just is such a class act. And look, and so is the quarterback on the other side of that game, Baker Mayfield, who we both love so much. But
a lot.
It's just fun to be a part of a game. Like we had some doozies of games and you've had some blowouts where you're just like, nothing's better than covering two competitive teams with a close game that comes down to the end. So that one was really fun. And we'd never done a Thursday night game in Atlanta before. So that was fun. But it's a great week.
I spent 10 years of my life there. Go.
I know. Well, I'll tell you, and you know this already, but Charles Barkley, one of our favorite human beings. He was there because he stays at the same hotel that we were staying at. And we walk into the bar. We'd all just come from dinner. And I come around the corner and we talked about on the pregame how Gronk is like a human espresso shot. So is Charles Barkley. I mean, the second you see this guy, like, I just lit up. I'm so excited. I haven't seen him in like a decade. I mean, he's like, CG, last time I saw you were doing a sit-down interview. And I'm like, wait, when? Like, it was so long ago. But we're going to have him on we talked about coming on the podcast. He says he's going to come on whenever we want him to, which is now. So, I
think you got to say what he said to you. I don't think Ryan will mind. Did you tell Ryan yet?
No, I haven't told Ryan yet.
You got to say, Ryan, listen to this. This is good.
Okay, Ryan's our wonderful producer who, by the way,
he's the best.
And so is Kurt, who's on here as well, who's our great producer and deals with us talking about fucking nonsense. Charles says to me, he goes, girl, you and Erin got that podcast. And I go, yes. And he goes, I'd come on anytime. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, but not when the underlings text me. You two need to text me directly. And I said, first of all, don't ever say underlings. I
don't even know what that means.
Like, exactly. And I was like, you got it, Charles. We'll go straight to the source. He goes, you guys text me. I'm on in a minute. Underlings text me. Not responding.
I can't wait to have him on.
He's such a time. So that turned into 3 a.m. in the lobby with a big group of people.
Speaking of a time.
Oh my God, he's just, he's a real gift. He's Christmas 365 days a year with the stories. When he starts going down the MJ story lane and like all of those, I just am like glued to the television. Anyways, so that
I had dinner with royalty this past week. I sat next to royalty. He actually was on the podcast, the captain. You got to see him on Sunday.
Sweet Derek Jeter.
Fox was kind enough to invite me to a big baseball dinner, and Poppy, Jeter, A-Rod, they were all there. Got to sit next to the captain. We spoke about the Calm Down podcast a lot. Actually, I thoroughly enjoyed it. He was like, let me see a picture of the baby. So I showed him, and then I was looking at his kids who are gorgeous, of course.
Yeah.
And things you never thought you would talk to Derek Jeter about. We were talking about what's the humidity level in your kids' room. Well, let me look. Well, because on the cameras that you look at your child, he, I was looking at him when he went to bed, and I showed Derek, and Derek's like, and I said, hey, what do you have your room temp at for your kids? And he's like, well, let me look. And then he started going through it. I go, what about your humidity? And
oh my God.
I was like, things I never thought I'd talk to the captain
This is where
about.
we're at in life. Yeah, but in the best way possible. Yeah, he's great. Class act is all that comes to mind with that beauty. Steve, are you okay? I think Steve just fell. What happened?
Oh.
Oh, I don't know. He's yelling from the other room. Oh, it's something about the ranch. Oh, God. I'll just keep writing checks. Anywho, back to us. Okay, so where are you this week? Oh, you got a great one. Lions, Cowboys.
We have a great one. Yeah, we have Detroit at Dallas. It's been a minute since we've had Dallas, 1 week. I'm kidding. And I think our crew deserves to go back to a dome. We've dealt with excessive heat waves over the last 2 weeks.
How hot was it on the field?
This weekend? Yeah. Yesterday? It was hot. It was 101. I will say the difference in the heat was the sun was just hot. Like it was just on your skin and you felt like, Kevin said it perfectly. He's like, if I'm at a cabana with a margarita, this feels a little different because there wasn't any humidity. But it's like, I could just feel it radiating off my chest. And I was like, wow, this will be not a great game. Better on my sideline, 49ers, because the shade came quicker at the third quarter. But it was hot. It was
Can I just
hot.
tell you the first thing that I think about when I'm like, you're like, it's like beating on my chest. All I think about is the laser surgery that I have to remove all of my moles, all of my sunspots. And then the heat is blistering and you're like, that's such a trivial thing. But I'm like, God damn it. I just spent all this money to get rid of the damage I've already done. I'd be like, you guys have a different shirt I could wear? No.
I know.
Give me a jersey.
I went all black because the week before I was all white and it's like, I can't do it again. And I was like, how bad's it really going to be? The problem was the sun was just at my back. So it's like, I could feel the drops just going down. Yeah. And then my ass was on fire because my pants were a little thicker. It was black. It was hot. I had my phone in my ass pocket. My phone is like overheating. I'm like, geez, I got to check the stats. What's going on? Is there an update on Moody? I can't because I'm moody because my phone's not working. It's like a whole fucking thing.
Wait, I got to tell you something too. Do you ever have this happen where I had worn pleather week 1 in Miami because I liked the outfit. So I was like, you know what? Who cares? Like, I don't care if it's
I'm dealing with
leather.
It. Yep.
And not everyone. That's a huge exaggeration because no one cares that much. But the people are like, wow, weren't you so hot wearing leather? And I'm like, so you didn't think that I thought of that? Yeah, I know I'm hot, but I was interested in having the look. It looked better than any other option that I had. I don't know why I get so annoyed. It's like, yeah, of course I'm hot. Just the same way when you wear like
Rinaldi
shoes.
said the same thing to me as soon as I got out of the car. Wow, all black, huh? What am I supposed to do, guys? Gray, I'm sweating through it and you're seeing it. White, we did last week. What are my options, kids?
And then when I'm wearing like ridiculous, like tall shoes and I'm walking in heels, people are like, oh God, are those uncomfortable? I'm like, wildly uncomfortable, but they look fucking great. So I don't care. Shut up.
You know what also looked great? And I'll give it a shout out. That's the closest to Rosie Huntington, Wheatley, Whiteley, that Kylie Heath, you knock it off. I got in the car. Sure, hold on. I got in the car and Kevin goes, wow, that's a power pony.
Power pony. Giddy up. What's
your question, dear?
Was that all your hair?
No, absolutely not.
Because I was like, how did she get that like so perfect in the back?
Incredible.
It doesn't look like a piece. That's why I was asking that.
There were all the pieces in there.
I love Kim Zolciak, but it was not a Kim Zolciak wig. I mean, this was very, very like seamless.
She had said to me, I'm going to have to take this out when we get to the airport because this thing is high, tight, and multiple rubber bands. Sorry, men, if you are not entertained by this at all, but you will be by this. We're dehydrated. We're tired. Everybody's kind of had a lot going on. Kevin's had baseball. I've had shit. The girls are ready for a good time. We pull up to San Jose Airport, Gordon Biersch, and we freaking go for it. It's like, we'll do a double.
Would you like to add a shot of Jack Daniels with that? You know what? Today I would.
Yeah!
Today I would. Give me that Jose Cuervo.
So we get on the plane. They're already bored. And Kevin's like, hi, I've got my 3 wives behind me. And he goes, work wives. So then we all get on. We are the assholes on the plane that think it's our private jet. Yep, we sure were. Jillian and Kylie are here. Kevin and I are here. We're like, hey, talking, hey. Anyways,
you guys were everyone we hate. Bless you. Bless you. Good
I get home and I look at Jarrett and I'm like, you got to help me take this ponytail out. And he's like, okay. She had, the rubber bands that are clear. And I don't know how it held this much hair. She was taking section by section and doing little tiny like ponytails and then put it all into one. I have no clue how she put all that weave up in there and then straightened it all out. But there were 17,000 almost like little braces.
The retainer that they used to change the colors on.
Sure.
Yeah. Halloween. And who thinks orange and black is good on your teeth? What the fuck was I doing?
I love the effort. I kept having to pull it up and Jarrett would cut. And I was like, watch out for the real hair. He's like, I know. Got it. I know.
It's like the time
she
I had
a bang up job.
She did an incredible job. I had to have a guy cut out a weave one time because I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to shower with it. It was like when I could only afford like a $5 weave. Oh. And it was braided and then like the full weft was over it. So I was showering thinking like that was normal. And I was like, my head itched so bad. He pulled off the top weft and the braids in the back had molded.
God.
Oh my God, you guys. I was like, what the fuck?
How many times do you wash that?
Well, that was a one and done. I was like, I can't afford to have extensions. So you need to wait to have nice things. But yeah, no, yours looked incredible. We've come a long way.
It was good. What else were we saying? Oh, can we tell? We love a good travel story.
Oh yeah.
Couple travel stories. How about this past week, before I went to San Francisco over the weekend, I went there to do a sit down with the adorable and one and only George Kittle. Cutie. And as I was at the same Gordon Biersch having another glass of alcohol, I'd like a glass of alcohol.
'Tis the season.
Please somebody walked up to me and said, hey, I hope there's not a dog on your flight. I listened to the podcast. And I said, thank you so much. So here's my weekly travel story. I'm not a big stickler for people who aren't in the right seat. We've discussed this before. Sure. Like if you're in my seat, whatever. I have now come to the point in my life where if I am traveling far on a Saturday and I need to prep, I do like to be in the aisle because I want to go to the bathroom and whatever. It is what it is. That's fine. I now have figured out how people, if they want the window and they got the aisle, how they get that done. They get on plane first. They have a book open. They're already drinking their glass of wine.
Settled in.
And when the person like me comes and goes, oh, hey, that's my seat. Then they go, oh, do you mind if I'm in it? And you've got your wine and your book.
And now you're the asshole.
I'm the asshole. Mm-hmm. And it was a 45-minute flight and I was already feeling good. But the fact that she just goes, oh, but are you okay with this? What am I supposed to say? No, bitch, get out the way.
Exactly. Luda, move. Get out the way. How about Al saying Luda in the States? He goes, I don't know Luda. 50 Cent is my boy, and so is 2 Chainz. I said, Al, you are an American treasure.
Oh, yeah, he is. But anyways, I think that is, in fact, the way that you take over a seat and be like, oh, I'm all set up.
It's a plane hack.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Interesting. I hadn't thought about that before. I'm going to tell you, though, I used to always be a window gal. I think I'm moving to the aisle. I think I'm going to make the switch because I always like the window so I could lean against it so I could fall asleep. But now the more I'm at the window, the more I'm finding that it would be helpful to be on the aisle so I could get, if I have to go to the bathroom, I have to come back, if I want to have to put that leg out in the aisle before the cart comes through.
The old leg out in the aisle.
You know, I don't know. I think I might be making the switch. But yeah, I got to, I'm excited for our game this week for a couple different reasons. It's a great game. Niners, Seahawks, both coming off of losses. Both, you know, sometimes it's so dramatic, like, oh, it's a must win. But it is week 5. It's a must win for a couple different reasons because division wins are vital, especially when it comes down to the end of the year. Yep. Also for both these teams psychologically to get back on track. But I'm very much looking forward to going home. It's always fun to go back and do a game in Seattle. Yeah. I have that nostalgic thing that growing up, I always wanted to be a sports broadcaster. So going back home and being in a stadium that you used to go to, I wasn't the same stadium because we used to go to the Kingdome. But anywho, what else do we have?
Oh, this is from Atlanta where I was like, I love that game you guys played. You guys look like you had so much fun in Atlanta. We know you did before the game and after the game with Charles Barkley. But your post game. So it was great.
So these are I live for an Erin voice note. And we also have a rule, let's not go over 2 minutes, but sometimes there's a lot to say.
Oh yeah.
So at the end, keep in mind, with Amazon streaming, we're not on a broadcast. There's not a local news, broadcast coming up after our game, like it would at Fox, where you have to get off the air hard time. So we've got a whole.
So how do they decide that? How long you're on for?
we go on for as long as we want.
Because I loved how you go, we're done. I'm not coming back for another segment.
Because Spoon got in my ear and he goes, no, we have one more segment. I go, we're done here. Because here's my thing. It's too much. We can't keep going. People have tuned out. They're not interested. But
I loved you did that.
So different than working on for a network where it's like there's a hard out. Stop, hard out. Anywho, so we always do like something random, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this particular case, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they pride themselves on having very affordable food. You can also pay, for the luxury shrimp cocktail and all that other stuff. But they want to make it so you can go to the stadium with your family and enjoy a game and not break the bank. Love that.
It's awesome. Good concept.
We did a game where is the price of the item higher or lower than the price that we had showed. So, for example, the hot dog,
the microphone. I was
$3.
excited about that.
Bob Barker, rest in peace, microphone, and it was okay. The hot dog's $3. Is the price at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for this hot dog higher or lower than $3? Okay, so we went down the line. My favorite thing though is Erin doesn't say anything about anything other than the game. She's like, and I really liked playing along with that game. I was like, I love you, because I'm thinking to myself, this is actually what I was thinking. Who the fuck's watching this? And here you are.
Lower. Oh, higher. They had this great box that was an A. And they had a box that was the stadium. That was so cool.
They had a whole tray where you could get like popcorn, nachos, hot dog, blah, 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 sodas. Under $30. I mean, it really is. So for anyone in the Atlanta area or looking to take their kids, how about Marshawn Lynch going to the aquarium? The best thing, there's a lot of great things about Amazon. One of the great things is to start the feature. Marshawn Lynch, who anyone that knows Marshawn knows what he's going to say, right? He goes, I thought I'd be coming to Atlanta to see ass cheeks clapping, not the aquarium. Guess what makes it into
you never know what those manatees are up to. Give it a whirl.
They left it in the piece. I said, God love you guys. Ass cheeks clapping.
It's so good.
Is that Flipper? Have you ever been to the aquarium in Atlanta?
I think so. I'm not a real aquarium zoo kind of gal.
Why? Does it bother you?
I think everything should be out in the wild.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I know that's by the way, I'm so with you, and I am happy to talk to anyone that works at any of these places, but I can appreciate that they rehabilitate animals, and there's a lot of good things that come from that. I'm with you. Yeah. That's why I like a sanctuary. That's what we're looking to do here at Ruby Ranch. Am I sweating? God, it's so hot in here.
Wow.
Look at that. You know,
this is sponsored. Is it hot by you guys?
It's so hot. I thought it was going to be cold coming up here. I was all excited. I brought my sweatshirts for it to be cozy. Like the foliage is changing. The apples are dropping from the trees.
Here in California, we might as well be in the South.
No, this was you at the game, but you weren't sweating.
I was.
I also, this is why I need to Botox underneath my arms, and then I won't
not
sweat. I know it's not good for you. I get it that we have to sweat. There's a lot of shit that I do in my life.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm
just feeling like it would affect my pH balance and I would stink worse. My problem was yesterday I was wearing this black top that kind of cut right in my armpit. So every time I would reapply, it was just on my, shirt. So that was a real pisser.
Will you throw the deodorant in the bag and like sideline, or you know how we have to like? Is that like
yeah? I got just getting it in there. I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't want to stink. It's not. I'm not running with Kyle Shanahan and smelling.
What would I rather have?
Not an option.
I'm gonna tell you what my trick is. I always have the perfume in the bag too. I'll be on that set. I'll pretend like I'm going into the bag for a pen, and up.
Oh
yeah. I got to tell you who smells great post-game. Here at New York Post, make this a headline. I don't care. Dak Prescott came up to the set. He left, and we all went. And by the way, he was still in his shirt, not his pads, his undershirt from the game. And we were like, God, he smells fantastic. Fitz goes,
great.
Is he wearing cologne? And this is what I thought. Dak, please answer. I was like, if he went into the locker room, took off his pad and sprayed some cologne because he knew he was going to come out, that's some shit we would do. I don't want to smell.
I don't blame him.
And I love you for that.
Sure don't. Great.
Anyways,
hey, I got a new
attitude.
Cologne. Well, that too. I like my scent that I have going on. It's the Le Labo Noir 29.
You got me.
I'm
it smells
into
so
it.
Good.
I love it.
It lasts a long time.
Yeah. I got a new one that's being delivered tomorrow.
What number?
Real nice. Nope. Different. Not Le Labo. I'm going to try it out. See what the kids think.
I'm working with a Tom Ford Vanilla Sex is the name of it. And then I mix it with another perfume that is called Beau. I don't know who makes it. It's a...
sure it's not Bio?
No, but I don't have it. See, that's the thing. I never stink. It's just
I'm
the
a
sweat.
stinker.
Is that perspiration, or what's the difference between like
antiperspirant and deodorant? Deodorant is the smelling. Antiperspirant is the sweat.
I need to stop touching it. That's also weird.
It's okay. That's okay.
Oh, thank you.
Meow.
I don't know where they are. The cats are. What if I look over there on the curtains, like hanging off the curtains?
No, that's just me. What else was I gonna say about
I'm sorry.
I love it.
I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, great. Who doesn't?
No. It's not a real bone. Before we got on here, I said something about Miranda Lambert. Got brought up, and I was like, "Oh my God, we're such dicks. We didn't text her." And you said, "I did," and I was like, "But I wasn't on that text chain." So you did.
Okay. So I kind of thought about it later. We had the great podcast with Miranda Lambert, and she talked about how she slips into people's DMs who she wants to work with. You told her about your Dare to DM thing. She seemed great. It was one of those, we just were really excited after we talked to her because she was everything we wanted her to be. She was the country music version of Gronk. She was everything we wanted her to be and more. And she's just cool. So we kind of thought we were all down.
And so gonna be stop clapping, got a real good feeling, something bad about to happen. Whoa.
So I was feeling good on a flight home, and I had a few drinks in me, and I put us all three on a DM. And we got crickets. And so I wanted to call myself out on the podcast, and I talked about it. And people are like, oh, no. Well, all of a sudden she DM'd me and goes, I didn't forget about you, I promise. And then she goes, text me, and then gave the cell, but I haven't texted her.
Oh,
but
okay.
I wrote back on the DM and I said, I love you so much.
Oh, that's fine. I thought you were going.
I even texted her.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going solo text. And I was like,
no, not without you.
Well, thank you. That's what I was. I you did that.
No, never.
It like reminds me of the time. So as we know, I never watch Curb, right? Whatever. But, Larry, we get it. We love Larry. It's like the time where it's like you split the check and then you tip, and then I ask you what you're tipping and you tip more and don't tell me you're tipping more.
Oh, yeah.
So now like I'm the asshole, and it's like, well, why won't you tell me what you're tipping? And so that happened with us. And then people are like, well, he did an episode on that or something. And I'm like, yeah, you just why are we not sharing how much we're tipping so we can both tip the same amount?
Be a sharer.
Share the information. If you're going to go text, okay, I don't have a bone to pick with you. Then we're back. We're back.
Mm-hmm. But she did respond. We love her. She's great. Yeah. I can't wait to hear about Seattle. When are you going?
Okay.
Oh, well, don't share that. That's private information. I'm so excited for you to go. Are you going to have a good time there? Are you going to go early enough to do that or no?
No, I'm going to be honest, because it's a West Coast game. We haven't had a West Coast game. You get this. Mm-hmm. That's why I can be at the ranch. I'm going to sneak some days here while I can, because I haven't been up here forever and I'm feeling like a terrible mother. And I got to tell you, when I pulled in here last night, we left our house and I was so excited
you guys were going there
to see my puppies, and they came running up and I just hadn't seen them and I miss them so much, and all the animals here, and it just makes me so happy. So even if it's for 24 hours, we're in, we're out. And then, Seattle, and it's great.
Hold on.
What do we got?
Hold on. Before we leave, we do have something to talk about. I really haven't talked to you. I've just exchanged voice notes and texts. What were you doing on Saturday? All dressed up, going to a funeral and drinking? Because that would be my funeral.
It was a Halloween tour, by the way.
That's so fun. What was it?
It was a self-made Halloween tour. Sarah was in town. Walsh was in town, filling in for Good Morning Football. And she was like, let's do something fun and random. I love fun and random. So that usually involves a theme, because I love dressing up in a costume. So we were like, let's just get a limo, a stretch limo. You heard me. Are those still available? They sure are.
What do those cost?
And $949, but for all day. I thought it was the best deal ever. I was like, that would have been
like
my bar
Tom
tab
Hanks
at
and
one.
Biggs. Woo!
It's a great deal. And we dressed up. Look at the cat. Look at Taylor Swift. Oh God, she's jumping onto the skull. Not Minnesota Vikings. Anyways, so squirrel. And we just did a random tour, and it was so fun. And we ended up at Chateau Marmont, and I just need to do random things every now and then. So that's one of them. Oh, we also went to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Steve lied and said that his grandfather just died, who obviously his grandfather has passed away years ago. Rest in peace, Dominic. But we didn't have a table. So then that's how we got the table. So we'll probably never be asked back. But he was like, my grandfather just died and we came from the funeral. We were all dressed in black. The best thing about LA though, no one cared. No one looked at us. No one was like condolences. They were just like, look at these weirdos. That was it. So, yeah. You know what you should do? Okay, this is what you and I are going to do. We are going to fold a bunch of different themes. Like, I did this one time during COVID, and we rented a boat. We did a Gilligan's Island theme, and you dress up as a character. So we're going to write down whether it's Friends or whether it's Yellowstone, like all different shows. We're going to put them in a hat, and we're going to draw it out, and then we're going to get a group of people together, and we're going to go out as that theme for the day.
I love it. I think it's great.
Because I think it's important. We get so like caught up in like the hamster wheel of our lives. And like sometimes even for the 6 hours that we did this the other day, it was nice to just be random. So
I love it.
Yeah. But anyways, all right. Love you all. Bye.
Bye. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.